Hi, guys. I recently made a comment on social media and I also made a change on my bio that's on my website talking about how I was an author with a social conscience. So, what does that mean exactly? Does it mean you're going to be nagged to death about social issues in my writing? No, but there will be a few social issues thrown in, or I should say, there always has been. If you read some of my books, you already know this. I talk about stuff like racism, the indigenous community, and I talk about and the issues with the indigenous community, I should say. I talk about just different things that are going on. This latest book I'm talking about, We're All Criminals, I'm talking about how there's a lot of issues with the police, as we see all the time, racism, other problems that if you get the book you'll see. Few things you see in the news quite often. I know not all police are bad, so please don't email me and give me shit because I'm not gonna respond, first of all, but also because I don't say they're all bad, but there's probably more bad apples than we're seeing on the news because not everyone comes forward, right? Anyway, so that was a big issue in this latest book, and it's important to me. All these issues are important to me because I want people to be aware. Now, some people that read books that are fiction may not necessarily watch the news, be aware what's going on, hear a little bit, but the thing is when you write a book, you bring a face almost to the situation. You have a character who's dealing with a situation, who's viewing it, seeing it, their response to it, and it affects you differently than you're hearing, blanket comments on the news. I want to say unbiased comments, but kind of usually are a little bit biased in the news now. I don't know. You find? Maybe it's just me. Anyway, I just feel like if these issues are in my books, it gives people a different point of view. And that's not to say I'm right or my characters are right, but the issue is put out there and it gives you food for thought. And that's really all I want to do. I'm not trying to make up your mind on an issue or change your mind. I don't care. I'm just saying, hey, let's look at this. So again, I talk in the latest book, We're All Criminals, about issues with the police and racism. That comes up a lot in this book. And I think this is important because I'm seeing stories in the news all the time about it. It's easy if you're not in that situation, but there's an incident, well, I'll just leave it at that in the book. It's pretty big and it involves a child, and it's very upsetting. So for Paige, for example, who has children who are brown, who are half Mexican, or her stepdaughter, full Mexican, she worries that the police would treat them differently. And that scares her. Whereas George, who's a very angry person, his fear is, he fears it, but he also has a lot of anger. Like, I hope they never do that to my kids or I will just, and he gets very graphic about what he'd do to them. But the point is that seeing their reaction to the situation as parents is different from watching it on the news and hearing different sides, sort of. And it's less on a personal level usually, unless I talk to a victim. It's usually, you just kind of hear it. It goes in one ear and out the other sometimes, because we hear so much. It just never ends. But when you read it in a story and you see the characters experiencing or having feelings about a topic like that, it kind of gives you a different point of view, different way to look at it. Again, I'm not trying to change anyone's mind to make you all socially conscious and activists or anything, but hey, that wouldn't be a bad thing, would it? So I just kind of bring these topics up and try to make people think. And this has always been something I want to do regardless. I want people to think, what if that were me? What if I were in that situation? How would I feel? And to me, that's what writing's about. Writing is about giving you food for thought, leaving you with something, making you think about it, wondering, seeing things maybe a little bit differently. And that's pretty much my main goal, other than entertain. So guys, what do you think? Let me know. Go to Meme on Fire and email me, message me on social media, Meme on Fire, everywhere that I am. Not everywhere, but anyway, have a great day, guys. Thank you.